This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. With the large number of shoppers expected to turn out at this year's Black Friday sales, it's easy to get separated from your group or end up in a sticky situation. Planning ahead will help keep everyone in your group safe while shopping. Now, Twyla Schuler is here this morning to go over some helpful tips to help you survive those crowds this year. Now, some are more obvious than others, but nevertheless, none of them should ever be overlooked. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
So the question is, are people still getting mugged these days?
Definitely are.
And especially around this time of year, because people are shopping. They either have a lot of cash on them or they might have a lot of gifts with them that might be worth something.
That is true, yeah. And the criminals are following them. You know, they're looking for that prime opportunity, and the holidays is a perfect time for it because, like you said, there are crowds. We're getting gifts for people, and we have money in our pockets and credit cards in our bags, so it's a good opportunity.
So what should we keep in mind when we go to a crowded store? Obviously, a lot of people are planning their Black Friday sale. There's going to be that one hot ticket item that everybody wants to get to. Everybody rushes to it, and there's been times where we report people getting injured. What should we keep in mind when we are in crowded situations like that?
Right. The biggest thing is be aware. You know, keep your eyes up, not on the phone, and know that those places where those electronics are, that's the place that the criminals know to watch out for, because they want the expensive gifts too. So being aware, looking for things that look out of place or out of the ordinary, and not being afraid to, you know, call on security if it looks like it might be a threatening situation.
All right. Now, for those, especially ladies out there that go shopping, some of them might go by themselves and they have their hands full with bags. They have their purse and they're walking. What should they keep in mind when they're even throughout the store or going to their car?
Yes. The biggest thing is a lot of times people will lay bags down or they'll put them in the cart and walk away, turn their back. And that is, again, a prime opportunity for a criminal to take advantage of the situation. Sometimes she'll get so distracted that she forgets about what's at hand, you know, in that cart or whatever it is. When she's on the parking lot, if she does feel like there's a potentially violent situation or anything that just looks kind of questionable, if somebody especially approaches her and she needs to throw those bags down and run, safety first.
So keep that in mind. Obviously, yes, you might have spent a couple $100s, but your life and your safety is a little bit more important than that. So let's go ahead and touch more on parking lot safety, because obviously that's where a lot of, if anything happens, it's when somebody is going to their vehicle, whether it's in a garage, a parking lot. Sometimes they're lit, sometimes they're not. What should we keep in our mind when we're headed to our car? Right.
One of the biggest things is remember where you parked. Have the keys in hand. Don't be afraid to use them, but have the key ready to put into the door to unlock it if you don't have the remote. You can always use that to gouge the eyes if you have to, if somebody is right there and you're not able to get away. Don't be afraid to use the voice. If you went in with somebody, it's always good to try to come out with them so you travel in pairs at least. You know, if you ever have to use self-defense, it can look pretty gory. It can be kind of uncomfortable, but again, safety first.
Okay, so what if somebody comes from behind you? I know we've talked about this, you know, they come bear hug you. What should we keep in mind and what should we do?
Sure. Elbows are a good thing to use. The palm hills are a great thing to use. Being able, if you can turn and face him, to use the palm hills, go to the soft spots, the eyes, the throat, the groin if you're able to, the knees, stepping down on the foot, whatever it takes. I don't think there's one special formula, but whatever it takes to get away and to get home safe.
What about yelling? I know I've heard people say don't scream help, scream something else, because that will get somebody's attention more than help, because sometimes people might overuse that, correct?
Right, correct. A lot of times people are told to say fire. I tell the Karate Kids to say, she's not my mom or he's not my dad, back away. Anything like that to get, because that, you know, thinking about that gives me chills just thinking about if I heard a child say that. So anything you can to, you know, to get that person to arrive to you and help you out.
Now, what about, I know that we've had you on before, and I remember the first times that you came on here, we did a demonstration outside with the car, with somebody trying to pull you into a vehicle. What should we do in that instance?
Yes, we do what we call anchors, and that is to grab whatever part of the car you can to stay there, because if you're removed and taken to a second location, that can go very bad very quickly. If you happen to get put into the back seat, let's say, if your feet are available to kick the person, and kick, and don't stop and continue using your voice. If you can grab the door handle behind you and open it, just so somebody can hear and see that something's not right.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
Maybe make sure you don't put the presents that you have right in front of a big window, so you know, somebody passing by could see it. Wow, there's so many things. Separate the receipts from the grocery bag, you know, where all the goodies are. Keep the receipt on you, or something
so that way
else.
somebody, if they do steal it, they can't return it.
Yes, that's a big one. That's a very good one. Keep the cash and credit cards in separate pockets.
And then for ladies, I know when I go shopping, I change my big purse to one of those that goes over my shoulders. So that's another one to keep in mind.
Yes, yes. And if they should get it, let them have it.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Great tips to keep in mind. And of course, we'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com. Again, thank you so much, Twyla, for coming on.
You bet. Thanks.
And we'll be right back.